We go to the new laws today, to one law that changed thousands of lives 10 years ago today, the day Minnesota legalized same-sex marriage. Today, there are more than 10,000 married same-sex couples, according to the Census Bureau. And in the first few days of marriage equality in our state, there was a lot of joy. And there were a lot of weddings at the courthouse, at churches, public spaces. We couldn't keep up with all of them. But today, Kent did his best to catch up with a few people to reflect on this 10-year anniversary and where they are today.
Just after midnight on August 1st, 2013, Reed and Paul Bordson-Knoll celebrated the first legal same-sex wedding in St. Paul.
It was a wild day. At the time, my daughter was 18 months old. We did a lot of interviews.
To know we got married and we're kind of the official first wedding in the capital city where all this political action happened is just, it's insane.
I feel like we were so lucky to be part of such a big day for a lot of people in Minnesota.
It wasn't your first big day, though.
No. August 2nd, 2003, Paul and I had our first wedding. It was not a legal wedding, but all of our family, extended family, was there. We wanted to be married. We were 25 at the time, had been together 3 years, and we were ready to be married, whether it was legal or not.
Now, Paul is not here, but you are together.
Yes, we are together. Our daughter is now 11 and a half, turning 12 in October, and we're still happy and loving life.
So is Elizabeth Permar and her wife, Carol Gilbert.
I think ever since then, I've just been grateful to the state of Minnesota for letting us get married.
The couple, which also got married unofficially 9 years prior, walked to the altar again at First Universalist Church in Minneapolis on the first Sunday after the state said "I do" to same-sex marriage. And they weren't alone. The church married a total of 16 couples that day.
We were making preparations for what we called inside the big gay wedding.
Senior Minister Jen Crow says it was her most memorable day at the church in the last decade because the entire congregation helped pull it off.
The primary message of this congregation is that each and every person is born whole, holy, and worthy. Everybody is in that circle of love. Nobody is excluded. And so to have an event and an opportunity to really celebrate that, where that stretching of the circle was happening in society, was such a big day of celebration after waiting for so very long.
A dear friend made all the cakes that day, and
we had our
there was
parents
a DJ, the parents were here, the kids were here.
And 10 years later, this wedding tent in their backyard shows how far that celebration has come.
Our son got married 2 weeks ago to the most wonderful woman, and her family is wonderful, and nobody blinked that Tim had several moms.
But they all say they know that's not necessarily the case everywhere, even in 2023.
There are so many opposing forces that have become very vocal, it seems, in the last year especially. 10 years has gone by and people can kind of take for granted that the law is the law. But I don't think there's any guarantee that things are going to always stay that way unless people stay active.
We're just watching the pendulum swing.
But this time, they say they have history and more of the general public swinging in their corner.
It used to be that we had to do the political work ourselves, and now I feel like we're in a sea of allies. Young people don't care, and now they're mad.
Today, Kent also checked in with this family. Amy and Holly became the first same-sex couple to marry at the Chapel of Love at the Mall of America in 2013. The chapel's since closed, but Holly says their love is still going strong and their family has grown. 4 years ago, they welcomed their first child together, a little boy named River. Congrats to all of you and equal dignity.